What's up everybody, it's Gomlet and welcome back to another traditional draft of Ravnica Legions. Let's just hop right into it and see where the cards take us today. Hopefully I can end up playing Gruul or Simic today, because I haven't really gone deep on either of those strategies. So let's see what our rare is here. Guardian Project. Whenever another non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, if it doesn't have the same name as another creature you control or a creature card in your graveyard, draw a card. That... I'm really not sure about that. It is a really strong effect, and in Limited, it's very easy to build a deck where all of your creatures have a different name, so you'll always be able to draw a card off this. The only thing I don't like about it is that it's a card that you drop out on turn 4 that doesn't affect the board in any way, so if you're behind and you're getting raced off by an aggro deck or something, could just get you killed to have basically a dead card in your hand. But if the game lasts long enough, this generates so much card advantage. Literally just anytime you cast, so it's like Beast Whisperer without a body. Which still seems good. I mean, that card takes over games, and it might actually be nice that it doesn't have a body, because you don't block or attack with Beast Whisperer very often, because you just don't want it to die, and Beast Whisperer usually just draws a removal spell. This is harder to kill. I think I like that card a lot, but let's go ahead and take a look at the other cards and see if there's anything else nearly as exciting. I like the Archway Angel. It's got a large booty, it's got 4 toughness, and it's a decently sized flyer. Swirling Torrent seems good. It hasn't been exceptional, but I've had a lot of people use it against me, and it's always pretty annoying, at the very least. And all these commons are pretty basic, nothing insane in the common slot. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up the Guardian Project, and we'll see if it ends up being as good as I think it is. I like Gaia Engineer a lot. Again, it's a card I've never played with, but it looks quite good. Just something that ramps you up 2 mana on turn 3, so next turn, if you miss your land drop, you're still playing a 5-drop on turn 4, and if you hit your land drop, you could just play a 6 mana card on turn 4. Seems really good. And the other cards here aren't insanely exciting. I think Skitter Eel's probably pretty good, but I think Gaia Engineer is like really, really good. And Wilderness Reclamation is another card I'm not super sure about in Limited, but it is probably good in Adapt decks, because you have a lot of stuff to do in your opponent's turn, especially if you're some kind of Simic Azorius hybrid, and you have a bunch of Adapt abilities and instants, to where you're dropping out a creature during your turn, then you untap all your lands, then you adapt it during their turn. I'm sure this card can be good, for sure, but it's a little bit more of a build-around than I would like to just immediately start off here with, until I'm really confident in my abilities with the set. So this pack is very, very empty of Simic cards. There's a Mammoth Spider, and that is it. There are a couple, both of these Orzhov cards I think are quite good. Again, a 3/3 flyer is actually decently sized in this format. Most of the flyers are around 3/2, 2/3, 3/3, that kind of stuff. And this gains your opponent some life when it comes into play. And then Final Payment, obviously it's unconditional removal, it can kill any target creature. Savage Smash is a very good card for Gruul decks. I might just take Savage Smash and maybe move into Teamer, or I'll just take the Mammoth Spider to stick to my colors. These Rakdos cards, like Blade Juggler's quite good. I think the Cult Guildmage is quite good as well, but if I take the Cult Guildmage, then I effectively have a card in 4 different colors, because I have a green card, a blue card, a black card, and a red card. And same with the Orzhov stuff. So I think it's, like, if I want to take something that isn't in the colors that I'm currently in, it would probably be Savage Smash, which is pretty good, but I think I'm just gonna take the Mammoth Spider. Take the boring, really safe pick. Probably letting a lot of people down with that pick. Incubation and Incongruity. Look at the top 5 cards of your library, reveal a creature card from among them, and put it into your hand. Or exile a creature. That creature's controller creates a 3/3 green frog lizard creature token. Seems actually pretty good. Anytime that they have something that is better than just a 3/3 on the ground, Incongruity could be quite good. Like if they have that big Sphinx with hexproof from monocolored, just turning that into a 3/3 frog lizard seems great. Yeah, and just anything scary. So I think that's probably the pick for me. There is a Quench, and I have gotten quenched a lot. I don't think Quench is as bad as I initially thought, but I'm still not a huge fan of it. Especially in a deck where I probably want to just be jamming out a card every turn. Like, I can see myself using Incongruity just as a sorcery a lot of the time. Yeah, Coral Commando is just a 3-mana 3/2, not that exciting. Mammoth Spider is good, it's a 3/5 blocker, but I already have one. So for, like, the Guardian Project theme, I probably don't want more than 2 of anything. 2 would be okay. So I can pick up another Mammoth Spider at some point, but I'm sure I can get another one later. So I will pick up in Incubation and Incongruity and see if that card's actually any good. This pack, there's really nothing that exciting for basically any color. Last pack had a Goblin Gathering, I think. One of the early packs had a Goblin Gathering, and this one has one as well. So if I'm ever really, really loose on picks, I could start picking them up. But I think I'll take the Galloping Lizrog. I don't have anything to go with it yet, but this is Simic. This is the color scheme with a whole bunch of... let me just fix my curve here. With a whole bunch of +1/+1 counter stuff. So it could be good. There's also just a Steeple Creeper, but again, Steeple Creeper, I'm fairly certain I'll be able to pick one of those up quite late. Soarform Hybrid, I like this card a whole lot. I love that it's a 2-mana 2/2 on curve, and it's just a 6-mana 6/6 on curve if it's still around by then. I think that card is very good, so I'm going to pick that up. Wrecking Beast? Yeah, Wrecking Beast is exciting. It is a massive dude, and I think I'll just take that. Rubble Slinger is also okay, but probably going to pick one of those up later. Here we have Growth Spiral or Titanic Brawl. Kind of a hard choice. Both of those I think are pretty good. I do have an Incubation as a removal right now, so I could just take the Growth Spiral. I feel like I'm always wanting more removal. So I'll take the removal while I can get it. It is a fight spell removal, so I do need to get some more earlier beefy creatures for it to be really good, but even if I can only use it late game, it's a fine removal spell. Here there's a Junk Troller, which... I like the card a lot because I love the artwork, and the ability is fun. It's just a cool card, but I don't think it's actually any good in Limited. Take a Prying Eyes, I suppose. That is a lot of cards to draw. We could also just take a Gift of Strength for a combat trick or an Azorius Guildgate in case I end up wanting to splash. I think all 3 of these picks are quite reasonable. I'm actually just going to go with the Prying Eyes. Haven't tried it yet, and that's a lot of draw. Could pick up the Wilderness Reclamation now, if I want to try to do that, but right now I only have like 2 cards that really combo with it. I have 1 Adapt Creature and 1 Instant in the Prying Eyes, but I could start drafting around it. There is also just the Growth Spiral or the Regenesis. Regenesis has done a lot in one of my opponent's decks, just late game to pick up 2 of their threats to play them again. That could be an alright card. My only problem with Wilderness Reclamation is, like, it doesn't actually add anything, like, to the board. It doesn't have any impact on its own. You have to have other cards that you're wanting to do during your opponent's turn for it to really do anything at all, so I don't know. I don't like cards that could be just completely useless depending on when you draw them, but at the same time I do have a Guardian Project in here which could be completely useless when I draw it, but hopefully it won't be. I'm just going to pick up the Growth Spiral here, actually. No balls there. I got a Goblin Gathering. So we'll see if the other one in the next pack is still there. Nope. Alright, well that's sad. Gore Clan Wrecker or Simic Locket? I suppose Simic Locket. I am ramping into big stuff. Don't usually like running the Lockets, but if you're ramping up, it's not like an insane reason not to. Verity's Circle... I don't know about this card. I think the Gateway Sneak is really good, is the main problem. I do really want to try out the Verity Circle. Oh, that's also insanely good with Wilderness Reclamation. Well, kind of sad I didn't take the Wilderness Reclamation now. Yeah, that card could be pretty good. The problem with it is that you just play it out on turn 3 and then it doesn't do anything for a couple turns. It actually doesn't do anything for a while because you're probably still just playing out the cards in your hand for a while, but once you're done with that, once you and your opponent are both just top decking, this card seems really good. So it's just another late game enchantment like the Guardian Project that I could just win by card advantage. Yeah, I want to try it out. The card seems like it could be good for sure. There's a Lavinia Azorius Renegade. That doesn't actually do anything in Limited, I don't think. I guess it can counter really large non-creature spells if they're ramping into them off of Lockets or Engineers and stuff like that, but that seems like a pretty corner case. And otherwise it's just an off-color 2/2. So I think I like the Senate Griffin. I think I need to pick up some 4-mana cards. I've literally only got the Guardian Project there, and Senate Griffin is a pretty good one. Lets me scry when I play it. I haven't tried Eyes Everywhere yet, but that's another one of these enchantments that seems like it could be pretty good in game-winning late game. If you're playing against a non-blue deck, then I think this card can be quite good. Because you play it out early, you just get the scries every turn so that you draw whatever you need, which is probably going to be lands since you want to hit that 6 mana. And then once you hit that 6 mana, you just steal their best creature, and they can't steal it back unless they have a blue and 5. So, against non-blue decks, this card could be pretty sick. But if you're playing against blue, then it's just a weird little game happening there. Or it just lets you scry, and that's all it does. So I'm just going to pick up the Senate Griffin, because I am not entirely sure about the Eyes Everywhere. There's a Shimmer of Possibility, and a Rubble Slinger, and a Titanic Brawl. Oh, this is 2 mana, why is it here? This is 3 mana. Alright, my curve is correct again. Not really excited about any of these 4. How many early creatures do I have? I have a Sauroform Hybrid and a Gyre Engineer. Yeah, I think I need more early creatures, so I'll just pick up the Slinger. I mean, do I want another Titanic Brawl? I have 1 now. I do always like to pick up removal, but I think I really need more creatures. There's another Growth Spiral, or Persistent Petitioners, or like a Clear the Mind or a Locket. Yeah, this pack's not great. I'll just pick up a Growth Spiral. There's a Quench. Yeah, I don't know how often this deck is saving up mana unless I pick up a Wilderness Reclamation. So I'll just pick up a Guildgate. Another Incubation Incongruity. Or a Humongulous. Yeah, I could probably run 2 of these. Why not? Toss it in there. There's a Wilderness Reclamation. So I think that's just such a cool combo with the Verity Circle that I think I want to just toss it in there now. It's also good with Prying Eyes. That way I can cast something during my turn and still use it next turn. There's a Rhythm of the Wild if I want to try to splash into that. Also another Simic Guildgate, and I think I take the Rhythm of the Wild and might end up splashing it, because the card's just really good. Let's actually just toss it in here. I do have a Gruul Guildgate. Yeah, we'll toss it in for now, and we might take it out later. Coral Commando, or Gravelhide Goblin. If I'm splashing in red, I'm not playing the Goblin, because I don't like to splash in early game cards. Definitely splashing in 2-drops seems like really rough. So I guess I'll just take the Coral Commando. There's nothing here, so I'll take the Gruul Locket, because it sort of helps splash. Here I'll take Goblin Gathering. You can never have enough Goblin Gatherings. Resolute Watchdog, I guess? That is the best card in this pack, but I'm not playing any of these cards. These are all mediocre. I guess I'll take the Naturalize. I guess I'll take the Naturalize again. Well, I'll take the Azorius Locket, because it is sort of related to Simic. Simic can go Simic Azorius. It is one of the guilds that it's paired up with. So it's a Gyre Engineer or a Skitter Eel or a Senate Griffin. Skitter Eel, I really want to pick up a Skitter Eel, but Gyre Engineer just seems so good. But at the same time, I actually have not managed to get a lot of stuff that I'm ramping into. I have the one 6-mana Adapt creature and the Wrecking Beast, and that's it. So maybe I do just take the Skitter Eel here, actually. This is a hard pick, because if I take Gyre Engineer, I have to pick up some more high mana cost cards for it to be really good. So, like, Gyre Engineer has a higher payoff than Skitter Eel, but it's kind of a coin flip, whereas Skitter Eel's going to be good no matter what. So I think I'm just going to take Skitter Eel. And it seems like a decent pick for now, because there's nothing large in this pack. I think I want the Applied Biomancy. There's another Senate Griffin. I would like to pick one of those up, hopefully one of the two that we just saw wheels, but I will take the Applied Biomancy. This card seems very good. You get to bounce a guy and give another guy a minor pump up. This pack's not really exciting at all. There's a Law Mage's Binding we could splash in, but I'll just take a Guildgate. Frilled Mystic? Frilled Mystic or Soar Form Hybrid. It's actually quite a hard pick. I guess Frilled Mystic goes with Guardian Project and Wilderness Reclamation a little bit. So I guess I'll take that. I do really want the Soar Form Hybrid, though, because we only have one creature at 2 mana right now. Which seems really low on those early drops, but Frilled Mystic is where I'm gonna go. Rampaging Rendhorn? Pretty easy Rendhorn here. Because I'm taking that over a 1/4 flyer. I can't ever give that Vigilance unless I just splash in an Azorius Guildgate and maybe now and then give it Vigilance. Yeah, I like the Rendhorn better. Another Simic Guildgate or an Applied Biomancy. Definitely going to take the Biomancy here. I do have double Guildgate at this point. Could take another Prying Eyes or a Mammoth Spider. I think I like Prying Eyes better just because I have Wilderness Reclamation. I don't know, just like casting down one of these, then untapping all my lands and casting Prying Eyes during their turn seems so good. And because it draws you so many cards, you could probably Prying Eyes into a setup like that again. Just seems really good. I'm also not super scared of flyers, because I do have 2 cards that will just turn the flyer into a 3/3 on the ground. And I have a flyer of my own, and I have a reach guy. Yeah, just take Prying Eyes over the Mammoth Spider. This pack, there's a 2-mana creature, and I think that is easily the pick. I do need some early creatures. 4-mana 3/4 guy, or return 2 creatures from the grave. I'll take the 4-mana 3/4. There's another Prying Eyes. I don't know about running 3 of these. So Root Snare, Quench, Ceruli, Caretaker, and Tower Defense. Alright. Well, we gotta make some cuts to this deck, figure out what exactly we want to do. Do I really want the Rhythm of the Wild? Is the first question. So I drop Rhythm of the Wild out, ideally on turn 3 off of Guildgate. I don't know, Rhythm of the Wild seems like the card that you really need to have out on turn 3. Which makes it a pretty rough splash, even though it is very high value if you do get it out. The problem is if you don't draw your red source until it's like turn 6 or something, then the card is just quite a bit worse, because then you've already played some creatures out and not gotten value out of it. Yeah. Rhythm of the Wild is cool, but I think this is not the deck for it right now. So we have 46 cards. We gotta cut 6 cards out of here. Galloping Lizrog might be a cut. How many earlier cards do I have that could possibly have counters before I cast this guy? There's 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 cards that gets counters. Yeah, I'll take the Lizrog out. Probably take the Caretaker out. Yeah. I don't have like a whole gigantic pile of creatures that I can afford to be tapping 2 creatures to get a mana. I also have Double Growth Spiral, a Locket, a Gyre Engineer as ramp. So I think I'm good on ramp without the Caretaker. 4 cards left. These are more like 3 mana. So yeah, put them there. Maybe take out one of these Prying Eyes. Seems so strong late game though. It's a hard deck to build. One, 2 creatures on turn 2, and then I have a Quench or Brawl, Biomancy. Oh, maybe I take the Quench out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe I take the Locket out too. I feel like if I make it to 4 mana, then I'm fine. And then like making it to 5+ is just like gravy. So maybe I don't run the Locket. I guess 5 mana is probably the magic number for this deck. So then I take out one of the Prying Eyes so I don't have to get as high on mana. Don't know what to take out, but I have to take out one more card to be a nice, even 40 card deck here. Guess I could take out the Axebane Beast, but I do like having as many non-token creatures as I can to trigger this Guardian project. Did I just take out another Prying Eyes? Because, like, I guess I have these other 2 cards that will draw me a lot of cards. Verity Circle and Guardian Project. Yeah, that seems fine. And then how is the land count? 8 forest, 7 island. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 green. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blue. I could, like, maybe... I could probably cut another island for another forest, but I actually like how it's set it up because my only double green cards are on turn 4 and turn 7, so I only have 2 cards that need double green. Whereas with blue, I have 2 cards that need double blue on turn 4 and 1 card that needs double blue on turn 6, so I think this is fine. I only really need 1 forest for most of the game. I like having a pretty even split there, because I actually do need about as many islands as forests, just because there's more double blue symbols in my stuff. Alright, let's actually change the picture to... I don't know, what resembles this deck the best? Wilderness Reclamation? Maybe I should cut the Wilderness Reclamation, actually, now that I think of it, because what am I really doing out of it? Just the Verity Circle combo? That could be awesome. I guess I do have 1, 2... I've got like 2 decently sized instants. Yeah, I'm really not sure about this Verity Circle in this deck. Or this Wilderness Reclamation in this deck, actually. If I take it out, I put in a Prying Eyes. Yeah. Alright. I'm actually changing the deck again. I guess I will make the picture of the Guardian Project. Alright, let's see how this deck goes. It doesn't look awful, but it doesn't look exceptionally good either. Alright, I'm gonna keep this. If I draw any land, then this hand is awesome. Because I get to go Guildgate into Forest turn 2. I've got all the colors of mana I need. Growth Spiral into Gyre Engineer the next turn, and then I just have all of the mana. I guess we'll use that in their turn because there's no reason not to. So they got the Combat Guild Mage, which is fun. Natural turn 3 Teamer with a Rhythm of the Wild. No guild gates needed. Well played, opponent. And I just straight up don't even naturally get a third land. Well, do I play the Sauroform hybrid just to make sure they don't attack me with the guild gate or the guild mage? I think I just growth spiral and hope for a land. I'm doing it now because if I hit a land now, I drop the land out and don't have to discard end step. Alright, I guess I'm discarding Prying Eyes. X-Bane Beast. Don't really agree with the haste there, but it is opponent's decision. I feel like you almost always just want the counters on your dude. They're gonna play a dude with double counters. They're just doing a haste again? Okay. Guess they really want to kill me as fast as possible. I mean, that works. It's not like I would have won regardless. Yeah, GG. Arena Shuffler wins again. Alright. Well, I don't feel like that was really a game, so didn't really get to see how our deck will actually function. That was just drawing 2 lands all game. Guess I'll toss in a Quench instead of a Prying Eyes, just in case the exact same situation happens again. And there's one more card I can play. I will play first. I will keep this. This has more than 2 lands, which is already a good start. Could Incubation to try and get a creature, which I guess we didn't see anything that we really want to Incongruity last game. Oh, this is pretty sweet. I get to Growth Spiral. Let's actually see what we draw main phase, because I might get a 2-mana creature. Like that. Seems pretty sick. That was a nice turn. So if they don't play anything scary next turn and I draw land, then I'm off to just, like, I'm completely off to the races here. Because then I can just afford to spend 5 mana every turn just to draw a card and stop whatever they're doing. But I did not draw a land, so we get to sit here and do nothing. Turn their Aeromunculus into a 3/3, but then my boar still can't do anything. Guess we drop the Verity Circle and hope to draw a land next turn. And I could definitely see us using Incongruity on the Aeromunculus because it does have flying, which means it is one of the creatures that I cannot tap with the Verity Circle. Opponent is going to poke me for 2. Skitter Eel. Okay. Well, it's land, so I get to draw a card. I think I just tap that eel during their turn. Most likely, unless they do something crazy, and then I just Incongruity. Tap that guy. Draw a card. Come on, something sick. Island would actually be legitimately pretty sick right now. Alright, I drew my own Skitter Eel. Skitter Eel Wars. Soon. Territorial Boar and Rubble Slinger, a bunch of little inconsequential dudes. Nice. Alright, well I didn't draw land, so can't do more than just tapping a thing if I want to tap a thing with the circle. Also don't have the mana to Frilled Mystic. Guess I drop my own Skitter Eel, and then the only thing they attack with is their Skitter Eel. So I guess the plan against this Aeromunculus is to Titanic Brawl after adapting our Skitter Eel. So I probably do just Incubation. Get something actually... Oh, there we go. Get something actually good on this board, like a Mammoth Spider. That would be very good. So I need to establish a good defensive position first, and then I can start just card advantaging off the Verity Circle. But they still have 4 cards in hand to play, so I'd be a lot less scared right now if I'd drawn an island last turn. That way I could just go island, hold up Frilled Mystic or the Circle. I guess that only works out super well if they had like a riot creature they wanted to drop out and give haste or something. Because otherwise you want to use Verity Circle before they go to combat. And then I wouldn't have the mana for the Mystic there in step. So I guess Island might have just drawn me into a bad play there. Alright. Made it to 6 mana. So I mean, this is all instant speed, so do I just... They know I have Mammoth Spider. I think I adapt Skitter Eel, shoot Aeromunculus, and block their Skitter Eel. Which costs a total of 1, 2, 3, 4 mana, so I have 2 mana up, which is not enough for anything, so we just pass. This way I also leave Frilled Mystic up, and if they do something scary main phase 1, they're probably not going to. Man, this is like the first actual game I'm playing with this deck, and Wilderness Reclamation would be so good here. But again, that's because I drew like my 1 card. But I actually like drew 3 cards that work super well with it, so I don't know. Perhaps Wilderness Reclamation should be main deck. I just really hate drawing that card without any action for it. Gotta love the little ooze fart noises. We're gonna block. We're gonna brawl. Okay, good for you. We're still gonna brawl. You get to keep your ground, guy. Much spooky. It is kind of a problem, but if I draw land, it's not so bad. Did not draw land. Do I just drop the hybrid, save up mana for Frilled Mystic? Or do I drop hybrid and Coral Commando? Or do I just Verity Circle their 5/5? Verity Circling their 5/5 just seems like a way to die. Land would have been so good here. I could drop Mammoth Spider and hybrid, or I could drop hybrid... Or I could drop Commando and save up mana for Mystic, or I could drop Hybrid and save up mana for Verity Circle. Well... I think we dropped the hybrid because whenever we can actually adapt that, it is larger than their Skitter Eel, so then I can just not worry about the Skitter Eel anymore. Probably dying this game. They got a whole lot of creatures out on their board. Well, fuck me, I guess. Yeah, this is really bad. So we trade boars. Kill their slinger, chump their eel. God, if I lose this hybrid, I'm just so dead. God, this sucks a lot of butts. I think I have to just lose the hybrid, and I just have to have mana for the Wrecking Beast next turn. Seems good. Yeah, there's nothing in my deck that'll win this game. I mean, I guess I can check. Oh good, Guildgate. Didn't even get the mana for the Wrecking Beast. Well, that was brutal. Opponent played a deck of literally nothing but creatures and one copy of Rhythm of the Wild, and I got destroyed, so that feels pretty bad. What is a non-creature spell? And why would I cast one? Oh boy. Magic Arena really hates me today. Yeah, after last match, this just has to be a mulligan. Even if I draw a land, all I have is a 3-2, and then I have to consecutively draw more lands to actually get to cast stuff. The hand I kept game 1 of last round was way better than this, because it was like if I draw one land off of a growth spiral as well to try to draw more lands, then I actually get my Gyre Engineer, and then I can cast like half my cards. But this, it's like I have to draw land, 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 land to cast these, so... Oh boy, well, I can cast 2 of these cards, which is certainly more than last time. I'm keeping that land. I'll drop a... If they play a creature here, I'll just drop my boar. Actually, Watchdog I'm not scared of. I don't want to end up blocking with a Sauroform Hybrid. Maybe I just keep them in my hand to draw 2 cards off Guardian Project? Yeah, they're not putting any pressure on me yet. 2/2s aren't going to put much pressure on them through a 1/3. So I don't actually need to just drop these dudes yet. I'll just drop a Gyre Engineer. And then go for a big Guardian Project turn. Could be sweet. Could be sweet. Mammoth Spider's gonna be great here. Alright, I like this game, unless they shoot my Gyre Engineer. Then I'll be slightly sad, but I'm still fine. Alright. Vindictive Vampire. They are off to a mildly spooky start. Guardian Project. And here's a boar. Oh yeah, next turn's gonna be gas. Mammoth Spider into Hybrid. Probably. Could also Senate Griffin in Hybrid. This game is sick. Can't really block yet. This is the only problem. They are coming at me with decent little force here. Yeah, I think the Mammoth Spider's pretty essential. Get a giant blocker out. I would much rather just Hybrid and draw a card than Growth Spiral and draw a card. This Hybrid gives me a 2/2 on the board, and I need stuff on the board now. Applied Biomancy is a really good draw. Now I can just really muck up the combat next turn. So I think next turn I cast Senate Griffin and just save the rest of my mana. Debtor's Transport. That's pretty good. Turn into 2 1/1 flyers. Maybe I just don't even play anything, because then I can also Prying Eyes. No, I kind of like still putting more stuff on this board until I'm just like out of creatures. Titanic Brawl? Yeah. That's a draw. That is a real draw. Alright, so I get to Applied Biomancy during this combat if need be. I am definitely still not attacking into this field, though. I am completely fine to just sit here. If we sit here forever, I'll totally win, because I'm going to draw a bunch more cards. Sending in the Debtor's Transport. Kind of like blocking with the spider, pumping the spider, returning the vampire to not lose any life. But I can also use a Biomancy to kill one of the tokens later. Pumping the spider is also like the only way to not lose a creature and kill this thing. Yeah, I want to kill this thing without losing a creature. It is a little lame to have to use the Biomancy now. Or I'm just going to make it indestructible till end of turn. Okay, well I got them to use that. We're going to do both these. Give him +1/+1 so he won't die. We'll go ahead and bounce. We'll just bounce the transport, I guess, because they can't cast it. They need 6 mana, they only have 5. Alright, there they go. They can cast it anyway. Cool. Well, I got them to trade their indestructible trigger for my pump spell, which is cool. So, I kind of want to just make my hybrid large and kill their vampire. Yeah, vampire's the spookiest dude on this board for sure. Alright, now we just set up the draws of a million cards, and we're good. Because now I have a 6/6 to block their 5/3 as well. So we're in a top deck war where any creature I top deck is 2 cards instead of just 1. So I think I'm good. Let's Prying Eyes. Oh boy. Oh boy. This is sick. Now I can just save all these instants to use during their turn. Oh, hybrid cannot attack. This exiles the creature, right? Yeah, so they don't even get the token out of it. But they have 2 flyers now, so I can't even start getting in there with the Griffin just yet. Which is pretty lame. Gotta get rid of both these flyers to start getting in there. I guess I'll just draw cards first. Okay, now I got both incongruities. Now we can get rid of both the flyers. With a Frilled Mystic backup for their next flyer. Yeah, we've just drawn a million cards, so I guess we win. can drop this, still have mana up for Frilled Mystic. 11 cards left in deck, which is slightly worrying, but Flyer should get there. They are on a 6-turn clock. And I've got 11 cards left in my deck, so we're good. We are good on cards. Sending in the 5/3. I definitely want to turn it into 1/1 blockers. I'll just block with the boar. Yeah, so now I just start tapping that dude. And declining to draw a card. 9, 10, 11, 12 mana. Yeah, I have enough to tap him and save Frilled Mystic mana. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Still can't kill them next turn, so I can't just like tap another and then tap 2 during their turn. Now they're going to play even more dudes on the board. Not going to counter that. I'm just saving this specifically for something to kill my flyer or a flyer of their own. Applied Biomancy? That's pretty good on a Frilled Mystic. That's spicy. I could probably be killing them faster with like a Wrecking Beast and doing some more proactive stuff with the Verity Circle, but I'm just gonna keep it super safe and simple. Oligarch is fine. Opponent is thinking a lot. Send in the Twilight Panther. No blocks. Excuse me. Alright, 3 turns left after this for our opponent. I missed my trigger, so I was clicking too fast. Yeah, we just take it. They die faster than us. Alright, let's not miss the trigger this time. Just from trying to get through things fast. They got a Godless Shine. Nice. Yeah, I'm fine actually just drawing the card now. I have 7 cards left. Still want to save all this mana for Frilled Mystic and stuff, though. Yeah, they need to get some Afterlife tokens out there, or they will die. Actually, if they only have 1 Afterlife token, they are still dead. So I guess I block that, they get the 1 token, I pump Griffin, kill their token. play the forest just in case, because I have a million things to do with my mana if I need them. Do both. +1/+1. Kill that. Alright, well, that game was ridiculous. We got both our enchantments out. And then we were just like slowly winning with the flyers, so we had to let them just keep pinging at us with their afterlife creatures. That was a weird game. Yeah, I'm gonna toss in the Wilderness Reclamation. It's got a lot of cool potential. Suppose I just take out like one of the growth spirals. Alright, we'll see if we can follow that up with another ridiculous game. I'm pretty sure that game would have, like, went a lot more in my opponent's favor. Like, I think I probably would have lost without the enchantment that just let me draw so many cards at the start of that game. Alright. Magic Arena's taunting me. They're doing it again. They're giving me the hand that if I get one land, I can cast basically everything. Oh, I don't like it. I don't like it, but I'm gonna keep it. Nice, we got the land this time. Rewarded. Oligarch. Get out of here, oligarch. I don't want to drop the 2/3. And they don't just get to ping in at me. Yeah. Because I still can't Prying Eyes next turn unless I draw an untapped land. If I play the Engineer, then I just have 5 mana next turn, which still isn't quite enough for the Prying Eyes. So this way, if I don't draw an untapped land, nice. Then I'm still casting Prying Eyes on the same turn that I would have. But I guess I could have cast a Mammoth Spider this turn, but I didn't know I was going to draw a Mammoth Spider. So yeah, this turn I just get to save up 6 mana and either adapt the hybrid or cast a Prying Eyes. Ill-gotten inheritance. Alright, well, let's actually attack with the hybrid and see... Because they don't have a black mana up. Alright. Like, I feel like it's better to decide if we want to adapt now, based on their block, than otherwise. And that worked out well. We got to eat their 2/1. But they were probably just chumping the 6, which is also fair. But I wouldn't have made it the 6 if they didn't block. This boy's got reach. Got a pump spell? Spire Mangler. Nice. Well, it's a good thing I have a Mammoth Spider. And a Senate Griffin. They now have their mana saved up for their Death Touch. Can't turn the Spire Mangler into a 3/3. Could also turn the Death Toucher into a 3/3, I guess. Do I want to play Mammoth Spider? I'm at 19, but they have Ill-Gotten Inheritance out. Yeah, I don't want to attack into the Panther until I have something special to do. I don't want to just save up Frilled Mystic and Prying Eyes. That is awkward, because it's kind of like just not doing anything here. Do not like this Ill-Gotten Inheritance on their field, because our last game went super grindy, and that was with me drawing, like, my bombs. And Ill-Gotten Inheritance is really good if the game goes long. Nothing from our opponent. Well, I will pry. Alright. 7 mana. Can Incongruity the Panther and save up Frilled Mystic mana? Let's see, he makes green-blue and that goes green-blue, so that is Frilled Mystic mana. Okay. I think I'm gonna do that. I gotta get swinging. They're gonna race me with their 3/3? Seems like it. They do only have to get me to like 6 life, and then I will just die to this Ill-Gotten Inheritance very quickly. I'm not gonna trade off a Mystic for that. Also just not gonna chump. So we'll go down to 10, which is really scary. I'm essentially at 6 life here, because this thing can drain me for 4. Really hope they cast a spell. They're thinking about it. Okay. That is lame. Can cast a Wrecking Beast and just have a big boy. I kind of like the defensive play here. There's Spider Boar. Spider Boar, hit him for 6, they go to 12. And then it's like pretty likely I can kill them next turn. Yeah. If I play Wrecking Beast with haste, I hit them for 12 right now. They go to 5, but then I just like die on the crackback. Is there a play that is defensive and also saves Frilled Mystic up? I've got 7 mana, so not really. I can play a Frilled Mystic and an Incongruity. And then hopefully just Wrecking Beast get there. I like the spider. I like getting the spider out. attack them with hybrid. They go to 11, go up to 12 next turn. So if I don't die this turn, then my attack gets really good. But they also can just save all the mana for inheritance. So that they gain up some life here, but it would be nice to get that thing cracked and out of here. Opponent is thinking a lot. They're going for it. I will give them the safety blocks. Dead Revels. Seems pretty good. Well then, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana, so I can play a Senate Griffin and a Frilled Mystic, or I could just drop a Wrecking Beast. If I drop a Wrecking Beast with haste, send in with Beast and Hybrid, they chump block with Oligarch. They have their flyer back, which I block their flyer. Probably chump their 3/3 with my Engineer at this point. I like saving the Frilled Mystic, because it can just counter their Spire Mangler, which I know they have. Scry that to the bottom. On a really quick clock here, though. Attack with both. Because the best I can do flying-wise is to attack me with a 1/1 from the Afterlife, which I can block with my 3/2, and I can block their 3/3 with my grounded 3/2. Alright. Think we're in a good spot. They've got a Twilight Panther, that's a little awkward. So they're essentially at 14, I'm essentially at 4. Drop a forest. Don't quite have enough mana to Wrecking Beast and Incongruity, but I think we do still just Wrecking Beast. If I Wrecking Beast with haste and attack with everybody, they block the 6/6 with their Death Toucher, they block 3 damage with their other guys, and they take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? Could be messing up the math here, but I think that this... Well, no, it gets them to crack the inheritance. So I attack with everybody, they take 10, they go to 4, I go to 4. And they could have a good crackback from that, though, and that's a problem. We send that in for sure. They Death Touch one of them away. They've only got the 1 flyer. So I don't need 2 things that can block flying. So I attack like this and try and kill them next turn. And that way I'm still playing it really safe, but they're also most likely just dead next turn. Yep. Alright, I guess they're going to 1. They're going deep. They must have something that they could top deck and just destroy my soul with. That they are hoping to draw. And that is a Plains. So they're at 6, I'm at 3. But they're at 6, the most they can stop is 6 damage here, and then they take 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we got there. We got a game. Or we got a match, actually. Which is nice. Yeah, they see that they're dead. Their only hope is for me to let myself get down to 4, which can happen, it does happen. I have seen worse plays. I have done worse plays. Yep, down to 3. And then we get... Alright, well that was round 2. We successfully avoided the 0-2 drop. We got a win, at least. Hopefully we can get one more and get some gems out of this. Or if we could get 2 more, we get a whole draft out of this. Which is sick. Wow. I don't think I can keep this. I'm always way more inclined to keep the way too many lands hands instead of the way too few. But I feel like this is just as bad as some of my earlier hands. Oh boy. No, screw it. We're doing the stupid thing. I'm gonna keep it. I'm on the draw. I get to draw a card before that. Oh no. This is why you mull these. I could incubation, so I have like some kind of action. Which might actually be good. Oh, that was a great draw. That's turn 2 action. I'm gonna counter it. You're gonna quench my boar. No. Boar friend. It's gone. Forever. Turn 3, what do they got? Viscopa Vampire. I'm probably gonna lose to that. So I got no action. We're getting to the point where I'm going to have to incubation. Probably should have just incubation there and hoped to get another 2-drop, but my only other 2-drop is the Soroform Hybrid, and I would not want to trade that with the Vampire, because I know I have enough mana to pump it, because I have 7 lands. But I also still should have just incubated there. So that if I got a larger creature next turn, like a 4-mana creature or something, I could still just cast it next turn. Opponent is on 4-color good stuff. Blue, green, red, white. Alright, yeah, I am in dire need of a creature. Alright, well, full commando it is. Because I can actually block and trade with something. Wreck Base is cool, but it's like 7 mana, so I would still just have no plays for several turns. And on turn 6 I have Prying Eyes, so that should let me just draw into something good. They've got a 4/4. This is a problem. Dang, that thing has hexproof, so I can't even Verity Circle that thing. To tap it? Lame. I could Titanic Brawl it right now, but it's bigger than my creature, so that would just be killing my creature for fun. I think my answer to the Gruul Spellbreaker is to draw a larger creature, which is not impossible. Sentinel's Mark on Viscopa Vampire. That will be a 4/3 Vigilance. That's fine. It already has lifelink and it still just trades for the Coral Commando, so I'll just let that happen. If they want to 2-for-1 themselves, and if they do something else that makes it even better, then that'll be a 3-for-2, which is still fine. Alright, 3-for-2 it is. Now we're taking 4. Unfortunately, they have, like, the one creature Verity Circle cannot tap on their board. It's quite awkward. Probably just gonna die the stupid Spellbreaker before I draw anything big enough to block it. Three mana, 4/4, trample, hexproof. You have hexproof. Seems good. It only has hexproof during their turn, but that's still pretty sick. Alright, Prying Eyes. Discarding 2 forests. Actually discarding a Guildgate and a forest. Another Prying Eyes. They have a freaking 4/4. Neither of these are big enough to block that, so I just Guardian Project Rebel Slinger, because I do want to put something on the board. And I need to draw into something to kill that thing. Just having 2 of these out, though, would be able to block that thing this turn. It's like, unless they're not playing a really weird deck and they just active trees in my ass, then I can block that thing next turn. Then hopefully get there, just because now I've got the double enchantment many card draw out. So yeah, we Griffin and we Axebane. Can I stack these in the order? I thought if both of these are my triggers, I'm allowed to stack them in whatever order, to stack the Senate Griffin on top in actual Magic, but I guess that just doesn't work on Arena. Alright, well I got Applied Biomancy, which is pretty good. Actually might just want to save my mana up for that, but no, I'm gonna drop the Beast. If I get sharded on by another combat trick, that'll be sad, but I can deal with that. Biomancy will be just as good next turn as it will this turn. More creatures I have around to play with it, the better. What is happening? They only have enough to pump that once, so that's a 3/4? Alright, let's see how awful this ends for me. Am I playing against 4-color combat trick deck? Is they're pumping the Goblin. Killing the Flyer. Alright, that worked out A-okay for me. Now I get to drop the Hybrid. And I have the mana to pump it. Let's go, opponent. Let's go. Actually, just drop an Eel here. Save up mana for Biomancy. See, this is when we just go off, and now I've got incongruity back up. These cards are sick. I mean, the Verity Circle... Guardian Project is sick. Verity Circle hasn't actually done a whole lot for me, to be completely honest. So they're getting a 3/4 flyer. That is not something I can deal with easily, but a 3/3 is. $10 mana. So that is enough to adapt both of these. And I can Biomancy to just kill that guy because I bounce a creature. Let's do that. Okay, we're gonna pump the Skittereel, then I have mana to use Verity Circle, or Prying Eyes, or Applied Biomancy. I don't have any counterspells in this hand, so I think I will just Verity Circle their 3/3. Because this card's only just responsive in combat. Gatebreaker Ram. Spooky. Gateway Sneak. Cool. Yeah, we just get in there for some big boy damage. So I spend 6, I have 4 mana up. So I have Frilled Mystic or Biomancy up. They're down to 11 now. Gatebreaker Ram's pretty spooky. But I think I'll be pumping Slinger, blocking their 3/3, bouncing their Ram. Unless they main phase something crazy. Alright. They are getting in there to the best of their ability. Oh, this is going to be really bad if they counter this. Should have thought about that. Okay, good. Ooh. I gave them the lethal attack if they had a counterspell. That was actually kind of a bad play. Should have played a little more defensively last turn. But it worked out. That was terrifying. The moment I realized that I was just dead to a counterspell, I was like, oh shit, oh no. But maybe they just had another Quench in their hand, and that would have been sad for our opponent. I'm just going to keep it like it is, I think. We won off of the many land draw, so I think that we are good like it is. Wilderness Reclamation is cute. Maybe we throw that in. I don't know. Oh, don't put a Watchdog in here. Let's just jam in another game here. Alright, this hand's really good. I like this hand. We have a turn 2 play and a turn 3 play, and then after that we've got at least 5 mana. And if I draw something high mana cost, then I can just Growth Spiral next turn to have just insane ramp going on in this hand. But if I don't draw anything that costs more than like 3 mana, I'll probably just play the board next turn. Because I'll have plenty of mana for now. Don't need to Growth Spiral yet. Opponent has 4 colors out on turn 2. pretty nice. Gateway Sneak is here. I want to just kill that thing so that they don't get to draw cards. But I can't even kill it. I turn it into a 3/3, and then I'm just like not in a great spot. Yeah, kind of awkward. Gateway Sneak's going to be putting in some work here. Plus it having the 1/3 body just did extra work, because then it made sure I couldn't attack with my boar that turn, and they get to just go in and draw a card this turn. Seems pretty sick. Gateway Sneak is quite a good card. You don't even need a single gate, and it's fine. And then it's just like the more gates you add, the more insane the card is. Which opponent seems to have a lot of gates. They're on the guild gate plan. Alright. Turn 4 here. Guess I can growth. Whoa. Okay, I can growth spiral and drop a forest off of that I'm still saving up Frilled Mystic. And then I can also just play a guild gate this turn. Yeah. Could play an Axebane Beast, but I think I prefer just saving up my instants. Not attacking into them. If they want to hit me for 2 additional damage with their Rebel Slinger, that's fine. We are not in a good spot. In the right kind of gate deck, Gateway Sneak is brutal. It is giving them as much, if not more, card advantage than my enchantment did last game. This card's practically a rare. This thing is insane. That seems like a really good card in their deck. I'm just gonna not deal with that. Are they gonna quench my Mystic? That would be sad. Okay, nice. They do not have quench. I will take the action. This way I'm not getting hit by an unblockable dude and an onslaught of 1/1s. Alright, Axebane Beast is here. And I think now that I have a 3/4, it might be time to turn Gateway Sneak into a 3/3 that doesn't do anything. I really need to draw something impactful. Nothing I have right now really does anything on this board. I guess Frilled Mystic gets to get in there. Sure, we'll go ahead and do. Wait, what? Did I accidentally skip my attacks? I didn't even know that was possible. I thought that it was like F6 in Magic Arena or in Magic Online, where it skips everything like straight to your combat and asks if you want to attack, and then it skips everything afterwards. I guess it is not like that. Open the gates. To get in there with the sneak again. Yeah, I'm gonna end up turning that into a 3/3. With no abilities here. And then we're just in a top deck war where they have more cards than me, so that seems not great, but it's what I have. It is all I've got here. Frog Lizard is here. This card is actually like really good when you have multiple copies of Applied Biomancy in your deck. Not if you can't draw them, but it is really good in theory. I think I have 2 Applied Biomancy, maybe I only have the 1. Dovin! GG opponent. They have landed the Dovin with a field to protect it. So I think I just lost. So that's fun. They're sending in their Spellbreaker? I don't know what they have, but I will offer trade. trade you your 4/4 for my 3/4? Or trade your pump spell for my 3/4? These are both fine trades. If they Sentinels mark, that's real bad. Okay, applied biomancy. Alright, so I am trading a pump spell for my 3/4. Which is not an awful thing. Alright, there's a skitter eel. Do I have? Yeah, I got enough. Skitter eel can be a 5/5. Yeah, Dovin's just gonna win, because I have no way to get in there. So they just get to make a Thopter again this turn, and then they plus hit me for a little bit with the Thopters, so that Dovin's at a bunch of counters, and they just go Thopter next turn, and then Thopter next turn, and I just die because they get a Thopter every turn. GG. Get Planeswalkered. Dovin isn't like particularly exciting for standard or anything, but I do think that he's undervalued in limited. I think he is still really good in limited, because you have to think at the worst it's like white, blue, and 1, and you get 2 1/1 flyers. Gain a life? I guess that's not the actual worst. You have to have a little bit of support for him, in that you have to have creatures, but everyone has creatures. Alright, unfortunately I don't have any reach. But if opponent doesn't have any instants, that was a really bad attack for them, and I enjoy it. Nice. So I got to just eat their 4/4. That is super sick. God damn it. The Gatebreaker Ram with a million gates out this game. Do not have time for more lands. Yeah, I've absurdly lost this game. They got a shit ton of card advantage off of their gate spy. And then they dropped Dovin out. Now they've got a 7/7 vigilance trample Gatebreaker Ram. They had all of the things this game. I had all of the things last game. Let's be honest. But I also did start with a hand where I didn't cast like anything till like turn 5, so I feel like I still should have lost last game. But I didn't, and that is awesome. I mean, I would like to kill your Gate Ram man thing. Yeah, Dovin's got a shit ton of counters. His ultimate isn't actually that terrifying, considering they've already drawn all their good cards, as you can see by the Gate Colossus that just landed. Well... drop this as a 7/7? Double block Gate Colossus with my Flyer and my Wrecking Beast? Man, this sucks. Can't block the Gate Colossus with my 1/1, so I can't just like trade with the 7/7 and the 1/1. But even then it doesn't really matter, because they just have like probably a bunch more gates to put it back on top. So we'll see if they want to trade with my Flyer or the Beast. If they attack here. If I were my opponent, I would just keep making Thopters here. I do not see a reason to make him get more counters. Like, I guess I don't know what's in their deck. I mean, the ultimate is draw your 3 best cards out of the top 10. So I don't know what's left in their deck. Maybe their deck is just absurd and they have even more threats after the Gateway Sneak, Gate Colossus, Gatebreaker Ram, Gruul Spellbreaker, and Dovin himself. Like, that's what it's gotta be. Their deck's just gotta be insane. If they're not just spamming Thopters out here. I mean, you have so much loyalty, and Thopters make sure that he does not get touched ever. We'll have to see what they get off of his ability here. See if they cast anything terrifying. Azorius Skyguard. I mean, that's alright. Now they just get to get in there with the Colossus. But literally a guild gate would have accomplished basically the same thing. Both my creatures would just be dead. They would still have the Colossus. Well, that was a game. Opponent showed me that they have 1,000,000 bombs, so I'm not really sure how to respond to that. Definitely one of the plans is to save Incongruity for Gate Colossus. Because it exiles it, so they just can't get it back, period, at that point. Maybe we run Quench. But I feel like they cast Dovin and the Gatebreaker Ram when they already had like 1,000,000 mana, so Quench wouldn't even have done anything at that point. But if they just like casually turn 3 Dovin or something, that's pretty bad. Verity Circle is actually really good against the Colossus, so I like that. Guess I'll take out a Growth Spiral. I hardly ever find myself needing that much ramp, and I'll just toss in a Quench just in case they manage to, or try to, play a really ridiculous card on turn 3. Like if they play their Gatebreaker Ram or their Spy or their Dovin on turn 3. I would love to counter any of those. But it is also possible I draw a hand like this and then don't draw Quench till like turn 10, and it doesn't do anything. Which is what I don't like about that card and why I rarely run it. But we'll see when we draw it this game. Oh, I shouldn't have kept this hand. I should not have kept this hand. I was really just looking at the costs and the lands, and I was like, well, I have a good ratio of lands and non-lands, but... Okay... Opponent must have had to leave for some kind of life situation, so... Well, didn't really play a game 3 there, but... I will take what I can get. I did not think I would be winning that match, and then it was like an act of God, I guess. Okay then, I will take the gems. I will absolutely take the gems. It is also possible that they made a rough mulligan and then just got really mad when they saw their top card. But I think it's a lot more likely they just had something they had to do in their life. This hand sucks! Alright, yeah, this hand sucks. If I draw a forest, I can cast a Coral Commando. And an Applied Biomancy. If I draw any land, I can only cast a Coral Commando. I'm not a fan. This hand is worse! Oh, Arena. Arena! You ass clown. You absolute ass clown. Yeah, I need lands. Well, that sucked. A lot. In hindsight, I should have kept the first land, or the first hand. But that's the hand that you literally only keep if you know exactly that the shuffler's going to screw you on the next few, which is impossible to know, so... We are playing against possibly Mill, and they milled 4 non-lands. Actually worked out, because it gave me my 4th land that I needed, so it's fine. So yeah, we're playing against possibly Mill. Maybe they're just playing the wall because they have like High Alert. Maybe they're the awesome Bant High Alert Tower Defense deck. Alright, well that's 2 Mill walls. God, they're milling some sick cards. Skitter Eel is here, and Skitter Eel will be attacking. Unless he Law Mage's Binding, and then I'm a sad panda. I don't think we're going to win this game. They just have massive card advantage from how many times we mulliganed. All they need is like 1 removal spell, and then I'm just dead. I can't do anything all game. The win rate of a Multifor is like approximately 0. But hey, if we win this game, we earned it. So yeah, I don't know what's in their deck. They might have Gate Creeper Colossus and stuff, so I'm going to keep Incongruity in here instead of just trying to grab a creature. Opponent is on 4 color right now, so they're probably running a lot of gates. Summary Judgment, okay. That would have still just killed it during their turn. But by doing it at instant speed, they got to save their wall. What is my opponent playing? They're just... okay. They're 4-color double mill wall into the flyer? Drain some life? Yeah, they are on solid everything but red. I think I'm going to... because there's no way I win this game, I'm just going to stop casting things and just watch what happens on my opponent's field and try and learn what's going on for next game. Because this game's impossible to win. I started out with like a huge disadvantage, card advantage wise, and then just drew into a bunch of lands. So that was like the most awful start possible. Zorius Knight Arbiter. So they get unblockable. It looks like they're just straight up 4-color good stuff with Wall of Lost Thoughts for a 0/4 wall, and that's it. Doesn't seem like they're trying to mill me out. Man, that's really sad. Guardian Project is so good, but I don't even have any creatures in hand to try to get there with, so... just pass. And just die this turn, probably, to a random pump spell, maybe not. I'm still not going to Incongruity because I'm on like a literal 0.001% chance to win now, so I don't think it's worth showing them that I have Incongruity. Yeah, so if I used it last turn, I turned that dude into a 3/3, then I'm at 5 life here. I have to chump block the 3/3 and take 2. I go down to 3, and this is my hand, is this that does nothing, and then Prying Eyes. So then I guess I would draw my top 4, and maybe there's something crazy in my top 4, but they had 5 cards in hand. Probably had a counter or something, so Yeah, that game sucked. That was massively unlucky draw. Mull to 4. You're basically never gonna win that, so it happens. I think we just run it back. Yep. Just run the same build. Gonna play first. I will keep this. Turn 2 boar, turn 4 beast. I actually can play cards with this hand. And I have 7 cards in it. This is a great start. Here's a forest, and a pass. Next turn, depends on what I draw, whether I boar or growth spiral. If I draw a really expensive card, I'll growth spiral, and if it's just a regular card like that, I'll just drop the boar. Hopefully get in there a bit before they start dropping a million 0-4s. Nice, no blue mana for my opponent just yet. Dropping the forest, that way I have applied Biomancy up in case they do some kind of weird trick here. Alright, well now they have all 4 of their colors. Unless they're 5 color. Then they have 4 out of 5 of their colors. Summary Judgment. I don't think I should use the applied Biomancy just to bounce that back to my hand. Seems like not a great use of that. Here's Axebane Beast. Next turn I get to Prying Eyes. Seems like a real good start. But opponent hasn't really played anything yet, so maybe they have a scarier start. Alright, Wall of Lost Thoughts. Mill me the casual random mill cards in a regular deck plan. I like it. I'm not going to attack. I could attack and try to apply Biomancy that wall, but I think I'm just going to Prying Eyes. Grasping Thrall. Alright. Prying Eyes we go. I don't need that. 3-2 or 2-3? 3-2 or 2-3? We saw no Afterlife cards. This doesn't even block that flyer well or attack into it, so I guess we just get rid of that. Wrecking Beast with not enough mana yet, because I just discarded a land. Alright. Oh. I'll just drop the commando, save for one of these instants. I really want to kill that wall, so I'm just going to Biomancy. Yeah, and I'll let them drain life from me again. That way they have to just spend all their mana to cast it out again. I'm fine with them gaining some life to do that. Yeah, see, now I'm really happy with that. Because now this is just sitting in their hand again, instead of them having that and that out. That is definitely getting incongruity'd here. Or I could save Frilled Mystic for the other guy. No, I think I just incongruity that thing. Probably trade off with the 3-2. Alright. This turn they drop their flyer. Or another card that I don't know about. Another card I don't know about. Sphinx of the Guild Pact. Well, we are starting to just lose to 1,000,000 bombs again. As much as I would like to draw cards to try and get an out to that, I think Frilled Mysticking now is really good. Into Wrecking Beast here, hit him for 6 down to 11, plus 6 more, down to 5? Maybe I just kill them before their Sphinx does anything? Yeah, I think that's the plan. You're down to 5. You need another blocker and to not attack with the Sphinx to live. We haven't seen whatever they're splashing green for here. Maybe they're just throwing Simic Guildgates in for some kind of Guildgate carrying card. I don't think we've seen one of those yet. But I could be wrong. I don't really remember. I don't think... Yeah, I don't remember anything that cared about Guildgates last game. So they might just be Esper with some Guildgates. Just for Guildgate triggers. Because we have not seen anything green yet. Prying Eyes. Trying to draw into an answer. And they don't get one. Alright. Well, I didn't just 0-2 lose to that. Off the mull to 4. So that's nice. Okay, I do have double Biomancy with double Incongruity. That seems nice. This deck is nicer than I thought. Maybe we just don't play Titanic Brawl. No, I think we do, because fighting their 3-3 flyer with my 3-4 seems really nice. The only thing I don't like is their freaking 0-4s, but that's a problem regardless. I think I just run it back. See how the final game goes here. Alright. Wow. This hand's not keepable. If I draw land, my only action are removal spells that just turn it into a 3-3, so then they still have creatures and I just have nothing. This is more keepable, but I need to draw land or it doesn't do anything, but... yeah, I think I have to put that on bottom. I need to get a land. Well, off to a not great start this game. please mill a bunch of non-lands. Nice. They milled 3 non-lands. They really needed to hit a land. Okay, we've hit a land. So I think we either Skitter Eel or Griffin first. We definitely don't Axebane Beast first, because that's not going to get in there at all. Ooh, Verity Circle. That's going to make sure everything gets in there. I guess we'll Griffin first. Because they have like... well... actually, Skitter Eel. Because they do have like 3 flyers and stuff. And they have the guy that makes my creatures have 1 less power, and Skitter Eel gets past both of those just by being a 5/5. Senate Griffin would just die. Just trade off with their flyer or whatever. Alright, I actually think I don't even attack here. I just played the Griffin. So maybe that would have been an argument for playing the Griffin first. I probably should have done that. I like Applied Biomancy here. I probably should have attacked with the eel first, just to see if maybe they wouldn't block because they didn't want to lose their wall. Yeah, that was a bit of a punt on my end. Should have attacked with the eel first. Archway Angel. Well, alright. Everybody get in there. Yeah. No blocks from opponent. I guess I hit him for 8. Seems fine. And now I don't have to keep worrying about my mana situation trying to get this eel adapted at some point. Syndicate Messenger. Oh, we found the card that cares about gates. So they're probably just throwing Simic Guild Gates in there for the Angel. Just fine. Well... Law Mage is binding the Skitter Eel. Seems pretty lame. Sure. Let's just end. And try to block the Angel, pump our flyer, bounce the Messenger. Maybe we even bounce the Eel, but I think I just have more creatures. I don't need to bounce the Eel. Maybe you want to do that later. Just have him replay the Messenger. Thought Collapse. Gotta love the rando mill cards in there. It is entirely possible that they're just running the wall as an 0-4 and just running Thought Collapse as a cancel. They weren't like actively seeking them for mill. So yeah, it didn't really matter what I targeted there. Even if I targeted to bounce my Skitter Eel, it would have been countered. So let's see. 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. I can only cast an Axebane Beast or a Prying Eyes. God, that's bad. Verity Circle only hits non-flyers. I do like the circle against all their walls, but I think it's a little slow for right now. I am getting eaten up by flyers. No responses. Alright, Tome of the Guild Pact is here. I don't think I've even seen that many multicolored cards from them, so it's not super spooky, but it is cool. I'm glad that they are running it because it's cool. Get out of here, lands. Well, I could turn their 3/4 flyer into a 3/3 on the ground, which I can do that and play this, so I guess we do that. And I do have another Applied Biomancy to bounce the eel back to my hand later. It's bouncing one of their creatures does so little at this point. Actually, no, I got the combo now, so I could bounce their 3/3 just to get it killed. Grasping Thrall. The flyer train does not stop. Alright. Forget everything I said about the mill. They clearly have a mill sub-theme, which is hilarious. Because if this were just like another random flyer or aggressive card or anything, I would just be dead. But it is cute. I am still pretty much dead though. Can't really Guardian Project against the Petitioners. And I guess I could, but I can't really Guardian Project right now just because I can't do anything else. I could Guardian Project and Applied Biomancy, and that's my turn. I think I need to keep putting stuff on this board to the best of my ability. Yeah, I am just dead in 2 turns. Block with the wall. I guess I slow them down a tiny bit by making them recast their flyer. Alright, that's game. Well, that was how this deck ran. I feel like this deck ended up pretty bad. Takeaways, I do not like Verity Circle nearly as much as it looked like I would. Like on paper the card seems pretty fine, but in actual play, Verity Circle very rarely did anything at all other than just be like a dead card. So yeah, other takeaways, I did really like the green enchantment that whenever you cast a creature you draw a card. That card seemed very good. And yeah, that's basically it. The rest of the deck was just kind of average, kind of mediocre. I think the only thing we really had going for us, I like Teysa Karlov a lot. That is a good pull. The only thing we really had going for us was having that green enchantment that was super bomby. Yeah, Verity Circle did not end up being good at all. See if we can't get some breeding pools. That is like the only thing I'm really, really looking for from the set. Mythic Wildcard, that's pretty sick. Alright, well, thank you everybody for watching. Sorry that the deck did not end up super hot this time. And I think I did misplay a little bit in some of the earlier matches. But it worked out alright. I did get a bunch of gems. It is not enough for another Ravnica draft, but that's okay. I have drafted a lot of Ravnica lately. So next draft I will be hopping into a ranked Core Set 2019 draft, which I do love the simpler formats. I love just the simple core set. I don't know why, but I like drafting core sets. Probably just because it reminds me a lot of when I very first started the game. Because first time I played the game was just playing theme decks with my dad. But the first time I ever drafted was one draft of Alara Reborn, followed by a million drafts of M10. So that's probably the most nostalgic kind of drafting format for me. It's just a core set because I drafted M10 so much. So yeah, I'll see you next time for a nice little simple core set draft. Thanks for watching.